Goeiemôre. Good morning, Molweni. As daar iemand is wat al wakker is, dit is nuwe jaar. Ek weet dat gisteraand het ons tot vroeg vanoggend nog gekuier en familie en lekker tyd gehad, maar ek hoop daar's dan 'n paar van julle wat saam met my is vanoggend. Good morning. I hope that there are some of you that will join me. It's just 2 minutes to 9 o'clock. I have a few words. But Peka, good morning. Owen, Duffin, very good morning. Happy New Year. From my side, what a year it promises. Janola, my Griekse boertjie. Goeiemôre, altyd goed om jou te sien, Janola. Johan Gerber, goeiemôre, gelukkige nuwe jaar vir jou. Margaret, Denise, my solid rock, good morning on this 1st of January 2023, my first good morning, my first hello in the new year. And as always, a proper matter for me to say good morning and to give you my thoughts, my good year and new year message. Good morning, Tracy, Dion White, very good morning. Good to see there are a few people of us that are awake on this bright, maybe not so bright sunny day in Cape Town, but a definite very good morning on a new year. I think we all survived Old Year's Eve with the champagne and the bubbly en die paar biere en 'n paar harde kwasdranke met lekker kos. Ek hoop baie van julle het gebraai gisterand. Ek het daai tradisionele tyd gehad saam met Boland, Daniel hulle, daar by hulle familie en my familie, en dit was absoluut fantasties, and I hope that you had the same. Owen, very good morning, happy new year. Chris Barnard, goeiemôre. Martie, Susan, goed om julle te sien. Drika, Zenda, very good morning. Ons mense is daar. Ja, Zenda, ek het maar gesê ek sal vandag inklim, want ons het daarom respek dat ons as 'n politieke party en ek as 'n leier wil daarom iets sê. We need to say something. So I'm going to just wait until we're about 100 people. I know it's a bright new morning on a holiday, so not many people are going to be here, but afterwards I will ask you to forward this and spread it and like it as much as what you can. Yuri, goeiemôre, Suid-Sudan, daar sy. Ek dink my tye in Juba, daar op die Nylrivier, sal my nooit in my lewe verlaat nie. Baie mooi plek op sy eie, maar toe ek daar was hy maar in oorlog. Het hulle op daai stadium toe nog steeds beklei met Noord-Sudan daar, het Khartoum. So veilig wees daar, my vriend, en ek hoop jy het 'n goeie jaar. So there we've got 100 and it's 9 o'clock, a very good morning. Molweni, Umzansi, Namaste, salam alaikum, and a very good welcome, 'n baie goeie môre. Suid-Afrika, vanoggend word ons wakker, nadat meeste van ons gisteraand die tyd afgetel het en die dag en die nag spandeer het saam met ons familie en vriende. We spent last night hopefully with family, with friends, at restaurants, and looking back at a year with so many mixed feelings. When I looked back at 2022, which is now past because we wake up in a good new year, I look at a year that was bitter and sweet for Neil de Beer. I look at a year where 6 months of this year, I cannot remember in detail after being hospitalized for such a long period and having to recover after cancer. So 6 months of my year, 97 days in ICU this year, past year, is a very faint memory of where I was. And that was the bitter trying to fight for my life, to beat cancer, and to be whole and new again. But one thing that came out of me fighting such an evil illness, 5 operations, 5 months, is you. I got a renewed spirit from you. You the people. You that prayed. You that loved. You that sent the messages, started prayer groups, got interventions, intercessors, and led the path of prayer for my healing. I know this now. At that time, last year when I was in hospital, I did not know the massive effect on some hearts and some lives that I, as a humble, simple human being, got from you, the people of this country. So that is my sweet I got from the bitter. And that reminded me that if one individual is in pain, seeks God's redemption, seeks healing and a miracle, which I got, where I got my renewal in my love for my God, whilst dying, and then being told that this is not my time. It's because you prayed and strengthened my faith. What is the lesson that Neil de Beer will take with me on this first day of January 2023, which I learned last year? And it's only one huge, clear message. For in the time that exists ourselves in dark, that when this day comes, that the slumber of darkness and evil, no matter what the strength of such dark power comes, that a few can get up, no matter the ideology, the strength of that dark, and we can put up the candles of godly, spiritual, and humankind light. Die les wat ek geleer het, Suid-Afrika, is dat al won en word ons oordonder, afgedruk en verdrink in die donkerte van Satan, omstandigheid of negativiteit, dat as jy op jou knieë is en daar is niks meer nie, want COVID het jou werk weggevat, jy het mense verloor, jy het mense afgestaan aan siekte, jy het besigheid verloor, jy kan nie meer nie, jy word gebuk en gebuig deur staat en Satan. Het ek geleer dat as jy op jou knieë gaan en as 'n mens, as 'n land, kan jy daai donkerde oorweldig met lig. Ja, jy kan. Maar dan moet ons almal opstaan en saam staan. 2022 was in no way easy for many. Everybody I spoke to last night said we do not want to see another 2022. And I asked why to my friends and family and newfound friends yesterday. I wanted to know why. And they said to me, it was a tough year because of all the utter dark rubbish and nonsense that we had to go through in this country. And I said, but name a few, because I would like to address it. And they started off by saying that, Neil, in 2022, we came out of COVID, this pandemic, epidemic, plandemic that wrecked our lives. And no one helped us to build our business. Help did not come. To add to that vicious circle, nobody got up to protect them against the scourge of Eskom and load shedding that went up to even level 6. Small businesses could not afford generators. Small businesses could not pump up the power to keep the doors open, so a double whammy of COVID and Eskom. And then this country had to wake up to the fact that the Zondo Commission, who gave volumes and volumes of pieces of paper, more than thousands and thousands of pieces of paper, saying that how many of these people who are supposed to be leadership were guilty of stealing public money. Some of them, who now even had the bloody audacity to try and run for leadership again, took the lead in stealing money that was supposed to be for the sufferers of COVID. Hoe laag kan jy daal? And then you've got to look back and you've got to look at the scandals that this country has set it up through, that we couldn't actually keep SAA, the SOEs, the Denels, the Transnets, the train lines, the roads. We couldn't get that gone, and they go and take this idiot and they go make him the Secretary General of the ANC. This absolutely Mr. Fix Nothing, Fikile Frotvel Umbelula. And we go make him and give him a reward. That's what the ANC did. And we had to wake up to that feeling, knowing that this idiot is going to actually be in charge of a crumbling yet dangerous party that has set out to ruin our nation. And then we end the year not just with understanding that 4-hour load shedding has come, but now we've got to realize that there's a president that leads this country that is under accusation of avoiding tax payment to the Reserve Bank, declaration of foreign currency. Under that dark cloud, we had to wake up and ask ourselves, is this really a leader? Is dit werklik 'n president? I wrote an article because I decided that the UIM, you would want me to say something at least to this pariah of Pala Pala Gate. And the headline of my article was Cyril Ramaphosa, the captain of our Titanic. Because I felt it. Ek het so gevoel. The only difference is when the real Titanic went down, its bloody lights were still on. Ja, die verskil van die skip wat Cyril op hierdie oomblik as die kaptein van ons wees en vaart en sink en instap en uitmekaar skeer, daai skip SA. Verskil tussen hom en die Titanic is toe die Titanic bloody begin sink, was sy ligte nog aan en hier het hulle hom afgesit. En toe ons nou gedink het, dit is nou net genoeg op 'n jaar wat stram en taf was met diesel en petrol wat uitmekaar uitgeskeer word. Die klein sirkusie wat ons daar gehad het met AfriForum en Frikkie Julius Jellytot Malema, wat daar gesit het laas jaar, want dit is nou laas jaar in 'n hofsaal waar hy kom sê het dat kill the boer, kill the farmer is nie 'n haatspraak nie. Dat hy blaatant daar sit en sê, maar hy sing dit nie, hy sing kies the boer, kies the farmer. Met 'n blaatante glimlag van arrogansie sit hy in 'n Hooggeregshof en hy sing liedjies om te sê ons boere moet gemoor word en hy kom weg daarmee. he actually gets away with it. So this year, that case will be brought onto appeal, and appeal has been granted. Appel is toegestaan tot AfriForum, om daai sirkusie maar weer te begin met rooi tot, jolly tot, jelly tot, frikkie, om te sê dat as jy daai liedjie sing, word mense gemoor. Jy sien Suid-Afrika wat die mense nie verstaan nie, is as hulle daai liedjie sing, maar daar was nie een plaas moord nie, het ons dit afgeskryf as 'n idioot, as idiokrasie. Maar ons probleem is, ons boere word gemoor. Dus moet jy 'n lang lyn kan trek en sê, daar's mense wat vir hom luister. Die holrugdromme, die sonder IK buffels, hulle gaan uit en doen dit. So hierdie jaar moet ons dit beklei. Dit is ons plig om daar teen te staan. We have to fight that, any form of hate speech. No hate speech can be tolerated in our society in this year. When it pops up, we have to stand united. And then finally, Boksburg. Just before Christmas, this country goes through the news. We wake up that a gas tanker exploded and that tens and tens of people, more than 25, as I understand it, perished in that disaster. What made it even more tragic, if you could get it to be more tragic, is that one lady lost 4 children in one disaster. One family shattered. The loss of one child is already enough, but she had to bury 4. And last week when I got up and on my Twitter account in public, I said that it is so sad that Cyril Ramaphosa, our president, and that is not to score points, but my opinion, that Cyril Ramaphosa did not and could not make the time to go to Boksburg on behalf of this country, to go meet that lady that lost the 4 children, to go meet the people at the hospital where people died in the streets, where people suffered major tragedy, where more than 100 people suffered, that he could not go and meet the people that actually sat there and burnt to death, that our president couldn't take the time. No, it was good enough to send the mayor and to send the premier. But our president, that one that is supposed to be empathetic and sympathetic, was so pathetic that he didn't come and make a turn because he's on holiday. And the excuse I got from government was that the president cannot be everywhere and he cannot attend every tragedy. Well, I disagree, because this tragedy went as far as hurting people in their hearts in Cape Town, Durban, Limpopo, Mpumalanga. We heard and saw the pictures and were touched by the news. So this was a South African tragedy, Zenda. Zenda says 35 passed away. Maar die president van hierdie land, die nommer 1 nasionale burger, kan nie 'n tydjie afknoop van sy plat vakansie waar hy nou sit en murmureer oor sy absolute groot wen om herverkiesing te kry, net om op 'n helikopter te klim wat hy anyway misbruik, om vir ons te kom sê, ons is almal hartseer. And then the thousands of people that answered me on my Twitter comment, who actually agreed. But then again, do you know him for being empathetic and sympathetic? This man that locked us down for 2 years. That's what we got to expect. So from us in the new year, to those who suffered their tragedy in last year, don't think because there's a new number that we will not, at this moment in time, remember you. We remember you, we think of you, we wish you all the best. Strength from our President, Neil de Beer, of the UIM. May God find his hand of peace, healing, just, so that you can be okay into this year. And then finally, to end the year, what a circus at Marcelspoort in the Free State of a swimming pool. Ja, circus. 'n Circus, want ons het probeer so hard om rasisme hier uit te wurg. We got to a pool incident in Marcelspoort that now became even headline on American and British TV. Small little place. I mean, you could probably sneeze and go through. And what was even smaller was a small little pool, where a couple of people were swimming and then a couple of people were fighting. And for 3-4 days, and I still see it trending, it became an international incident. Ja, 'n internasionale incident van 'n klomp mensies in 'n swembad. 2 jong swart mannetjies en 5 ouer en jonger wit mannetjies wat besluit het dat die een mag nie by die ander nie, en die een stamp die ander ene, en die een val en die ander ene, en die een gooi die ander ene, en die een wurg die ander ene, en die ander een wil verdrink die ander ene, en ons gaan aan, en nou staan daar mense in die hof, vir poging tot moord. And it started because of people, no matter what they say, losing respect for each other. Children fighting men. Men fighting children. No matter how we take this zebra and paint it blue, unfortunately, this zebra will always come out black and white. Black and white. Our Vice President clearly said yesterday that it never should have been or could be or must be or will be about color. It is about mutual respect and rule and law. And now this country has been seen again in the videos that are being leaked to the world, that South Africans, my country, makes the press again for the wrong reason. Children should have discipline. But if children don't have discipline, their parents should take responsibility. A child should not be disciplined by a foreign parent, because the parents should take responsibility for the discipline of their children. the adults that got involved there, no matter your color, no matter the incident, there's a better way of dealing with it. I'm sure there was a better way. Let us learn from these things. Let's learn from Phala. Let's learn from a backboneless president's leadership, apathy, and disappearance. Let's learn from Boksburg and the tragedy that united us. It did unite. It still unites because that is just how South Africans are. And when we look at this year, that's past, there's a couple of things that we need to take with us, and there's a couple of things that we need to leave on the other side of the border of 2022. South Africa, we are coming up to an election next year. I still get messages to say, but I was part of the problem, I was part of that, and you were part of this, and all that, and you look at it and you go, after 2 years, fighting, speaking, electioning, getting into council, fighting for justice, we still have those that don't believe. Die ongelowige Thomas. This year we are not going to focus on those people that don't believe. This year we are not going to speak to people to try and convince them that the UIM, its people, are one of the few political parties that want to fight for light. We are not going to do that. We are going to show you. This year, the UIM will start by building up its national platform, because South Africa, actually, if you take the November, December months out, we have about 12 months effectively to build up to the July 2024 elections. It's going to be a fight. Make no mistake, hierdie fight gaan groot wees. Ons is besig om 'n land te probeer draai soos 'n groot olietanker. Maar ons moet nou al begin draai. Want 'n tanker vat tyd. Dis nie 'n rubberduck nie. Now you have a choice, South Africa, in this year to put things like racism away, to fight gender-based violence, and to stand up against racism on both sides. We have the right to grow the UIM in every town, in every city, in every farm, and every little home, that they know that there are people that are God-fearing and that speak the truth on your behalf, and that when it comes to 2024, this small party that was graced by God will get up, pick up the sword of light, and no matter the consequence, will always fight for the truth, even if it hurts. That's our slogan. Even if it hurts, we will keep you accountable. And no doubt, 2023, myself, Fatima, Jay, Durban, Joburg, and Cape Town will rise and continue that fight, for which we are now known for. Hulle weet wie ons is. En ons staan. Ons gaan staan. Daar's 'n paar goed wat ek hierdie jaar gaan doen. En die eerste ding wat ons gaan doen as die UIM, en ek sê dit nou as 'n missie, I am declaring it in a statement, is that within the first 2 months of the opening of state, government, and country business, that the UIM is going to declare on a certain day at a media discussion that we are going to form one of the biggest, most sporadic and dramatic lawsuits in court this year against this government. For the past 3 weeks, Jacques and myself and others have been working our SG to prepare one mother of a legal case against the state on your behalf. We are going to enter into, yes, a dark space, a space that keeps us in the dark, a space that tears this economy apart, and a space that even last night, when 2 minutes past 12, we entered dark again. Now, I'm not going to and cannot and have been asked to tell you against whom this national court case will be, but I can tell you that this case, this historic lawsuit, is going to be against a group that fundamentally cannot and will not keep us out of the dark. So soon, watch this space, because the UIM, we don't want to go into challenges where we don't think we will win and where we can be the most effective. So kyk na daai spasie, hier kom iets. Ons werk al vir die afgelope 3 maande en die afgelope 2 weke om 'n nasionale groot saak in die hof te bring namens julle. En dit gaan die eerste keer wees in hierdie land waar 'n groep mense, politieke party met vriende, gaan opstaan en hierdie staat aanvaard oor 'n spesifieke rede. En ons gaan vir hulle pak gee. Maar ons gaan julle hulp nodig hê. Want ek dink, almal is gatvol om in die donkerte te sit. So ek gaan nie meer daaroor praat nie, ek dink ek het genoeg gesê, maar kom daai fight en kom daai saak gaat ons om nou vat. So 1, dit is ons eerste saak wat ons gaan bou. Met 'n ongelooflike regspan gaan ons vir eens en vir altyd vir hierdie government sê, ons is in beheer. Nie julle nie. So kyk uit vir daai. En dan hierdie jaar ongetwyfeld is daar 2 baie goeie, verstaanbare projekte. Altens hierdie ene wat ek nou gaan bring in die volgende 4 weke, wat 'n nasionale opskudding gaan wees, gaan ek 'n bietjie vir Frikkie, Julius Malema en die EFF baie mooi hard laat verstaan, dat ons aanvaar nie hulle gedrag, hulle maniere nie. En ons het glad nie vergeet wat ons moet doen met mense wat sê dat 'n sekere ras vernietig, vermoor en aangeval moet word nie. Ons het dit nie vergeet nie. Ons bou maar nou net ons krag op. En ons gaan dit definitief nie van Eskom kry nie. Maar ons gaan vir hulle neek. En dan die laaste ding, Suid-Afrika. The last thing. And I don't know how and what, when or where. But this year we are going to ensure that the world and this country, without now again talking and chatting and meeting and coming together and making big speeches on the back of bakkies, that we as a nation will have to get up and intervene on behalf of the farmers of this country. Het julle my mooi gehoor? Dit is my godsbelofte vandag. Vat dit van my. Ek het mooi gesit en dink. I have sat down and I've said, enough is enough. What will Neil de Beer do? What will the UIM do to absolutely protect, defend, and speak on behalf of all farmers in this country? The murder and the slaughter of the farming economy. Remember, the economy of a farmer is also under attack. There's not one thing that this government has done for the farmer. So number one, they can't protect the farmer from being murdered and tortured and slaughtered. They deny it. They deny it. Suki Cyril Lamsak Ramaphosa went and he said in America, when he was asked in Switzerland at Davos, he denied that farm murders take place in this country. He denied it. It's on TV. It's on record. Well, we are going to prove that that denial is false. But your problem, South Africa, is not just the fact that farmers, the people that produce food are dying, that they are being murdered. You are totally forgetting that a farmer has gone through drought. A farmer has gone through things that have caused him not to be able to sow and to reap, because this government does not and has not come up with a rescue plan to protect the farming industry. They have not gone there and given them tax breaks. They have not gone there and put a specific protection limit on the purchase of diesel price for farmers. They have not gone there and said to them that they will give them chemicals, that they will give them anything that they require so that they can farm better. No, South Africa. They've not done that. They've not brought out laws that protect foreign import of food and stimulate and fund local farmers to be competitive. Not just competitive in South Africa, but be internationally competitive with our products that we are so proud of. No, because the people that are governing it doesn't understand it. Die boere moet hulp kry. Nie net meer deur sekuriteit nie, maar in hulle besighede. Hulle moet gestimuleer word. Hulle moet 'n buffer kry op die dieselprys. Hulle moet hulle kunsmis kan kry gratis as 'n investering van hierdie staat. Hulle moet sekere belastinggoed kan kry waar hulle nie daai belastings hoef te betaal sodat hierdie mense kan meer produktief wees nie, want Suid-Afrika, hoor my, ons gaan uit kos uithardloop. Hoor my, die boere maak toe. Die boere maak toe. They are closing. Want 'n boer kan nie meer nie. 'n Boer vra, waar kom my hulp vandaan? En hierdie staat sê niks. En die rede hoekom hierdie staat nie kan opstaan om 'n boer, maak nie saak wat hy boer om hom te help nie, is omdat die mense wat hierdie ding moet bestuur, is nie boere nie. Hy koop sy melk by Bloody Woolworths. Hy koop sy brood by Checkers, want hy weet nie wat dit kos of vat om daai kos te genereer op 'n plaas nie. Nou Suid-Afrika kan jy net dink, 'n land wat nie krag het nie en nie krag het nie, 'n land wat nie kos het nie, is 'n land wat totaal gaan uitmekaar uitval. Ons moet 'n bietjie prioritiseer hierdie jaar. En een van daai is om ons boere te beskerm. Want hoor my mooi, 'n land sonder kos is soos 'n Sudan. Dit is soos 'n DRK. Dit is soos 'n Somalia. Dit is soos 'n Zimbabwe. Soos 'n Mosambiek. Dit is lelik. Want mense wat honger is, verstaan nie wet nie. Ek gaan dit weer sê, oor my. As jy honger is, dink jy nie. If you are hungry, you don't think properly. So om op te som, landbou, landbousekuriteit, landbouindustrie, gaan een van ons prioriteite wees hierdie jaar. Misdaad, prioriteit hierdie jaar. En die staat en Eskom se gedrog wat my walg, is die ander prioriteit. En dan hierdie mense in die ANC, EFF, COSATU en die Kommunistiese Party, julle gaan 'n bietjie aandag kry. You're going to get some attention from me. And lastly, shockingly, we now have been told that the new law on the prevention of so-called terrorism was signed into law by the president. Daai wet wat ek julle gewaarsku het oor, wat ons oor gepraat het, hierdie nuwe wet wat sogenaamd teen terrorisme geskryf was, is eintlik 'n wet as jy hom mooi kyk en lees, wat mense soos ek en my vryheid van spraak gaan dwing tot terrorisme. Daai wet is nou geteken. It has been signed, according to the info that I got. Hulle het hom deurgesit. Hulle het hom deurgekry. Is dit nie snaaks dat daai wet vir my baie laat lyk na 'n drakoniese diktatorskap nie. Die vraag moet wees, the question you must ask is, even if these laws are now being written in, excuse me, to protect certain people, will that keep us silent? And the answer is no. South Africa, let us build on a 2023. Let's build on a year that we can use as a platform for a very big year in 2024. Thank you for standing with us through ups and downs and thick and thin in the last year. And this year we will ask you for more. Yes, we will ask you for more. More help, more grace, more prayer, and more unity. Because God's word says, where there is no unity, there can be no blessing. Waar daar nie eenheid is nie, kan God geen seën gee nie. Let us get together as a country, like we have done so many times. Let us get up and form a plan so that we can march on, march forward, and take our country back. God bless you. God look over you. God bless you in this year so that you can get what you've lost, receive that is no more, and prosper, because I truly believe that this can be a great year. Only if you have faith, believe, and trust in each other. Ek glo dat 2023 vir u en die familie 'n jaar van seënwense gaan wees en van seën. Dat die besigheid sal groei en dat u sal terugkry wat u verloor het. Dat u kan opbou wat in die verlede sleg was en dat ons kan verenig in hierdie Republiek van Suid-Afrika. Dit's 'n lang jaar wat wag, maar ons kry ons energie van God. En solank ons daai lig volg, sal ons altyd bo uitkom. Laastens, net 'n baie hartlike wens van ons as 'n UIM familie aan Cherise, wat haar baie stunning en mooi ma Sylvia verloor het in die afgelope paar dae. Cherise, van ons almal, from us all, there in George, we give you all our love, empathy and sympathy, and may God bring blessing and healing over you and your family. You are a wonderful person to our UIM and you're a fighter. Sylvia Kotze will not be forgotten, like so many others that we lost in last year. Geniet dit, daar's nog 'n paar dae van vakansie oor, en doen iets wat baie belangrik is, en dit is, gee 'n bietjie liefde aan die familie. Kyk na jou kinders, kyk na jou ouers, kyk na jou vriende, en kyk na jou God. En as ons dit kan doen, is Suid-Afrika op die einde van die dag daai mooi land waarvoor ons bid en hoop. If we pray, stand together and get past these things that divide us, we will have a Republic of South Africa that is as beautiful as what we hoped for, dreamed for, and prayed for. From me, Neil de Beer, the United Independent Movement, may I wish you, therefore, a very happy new year, God's blessings, and we'll speak to you soon when we get back into the fight. Van my, Neil de Beer, die UIM, ons families, 'n geseënde nuwe jaar, en ons sien uit om vir u te werk weer, om lig te bring in hierdie republiek. God bless the Republic of South Africa first, but God always number one. Die Here seën hierdie republiek van Suid-Afrika. Onthou, Suid-Afrika is nommer 1, maar God is altyd eerste. Baie dankie, geniet dit, en ons praat gou.